When I was 7, I'm one of 3 children, I'm the middle child. When I was 7, my father was sponsored to go to Africa because my father's a qualified joiner. So he's not just like a normal carpenter, he does tricky, intricate things. And he was sponsored to go to South Africa. But when we landed in Jan Smuts, so when Mum and Dad sold the property in Edinburgh, we landed in Jan Smuts airport, the sponsorship fell through. So he said he remembers looking at us thinking, brought my whole family here, everything's fell through, but he decided to stay. And we stayed there for 10 years. He found a job, eventually he found a job, yeah, he was there for quite some time, with the same firm. We moved to a place called Springs, and then from Springs we moved to a place called Nigel. That's where we bought the first, well, I didn't buy it, but Mum and Dad bought the first bungalow. Then we moved to a place called the Otter, set up there, and then finally we went to a place called Ramberg, just outside Johannesburg. In Africa, my brother had, because we'd lived there for 10 years, my brother was going to be asked to do his military service. And us children, me and my sister, were going to be asked to change our passport to become a South African citizen. So my father decided, no, I want my kids to still have a British passport. So that's why we came back. And also, the apartheid was starting in Africa at the time. I was married first. I'm on my second marriage now, but my first marriage, his father lived in Portsmouth, and we knew we needed to get away from Edinburgh to try and make it work. So we came to Portsmouth, but unfortunately that didn't work. But fortunately, I met my second husband, and I met him in the pub that I worked in Portsmouth. So Gary and I are going to celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary in September. We've been together 28 years. So I supervise the housekeeping assistants that come around cleaning the kitchens and the communal areas, etc. I also check the kitchen areas for when new students live and things like that, make sure that you are maintaining these universities' equipment, things like that. I do a lot of training as well because I'm qualified in training manual handling, things like that. So. When I came back from Africa, I went to work in a hotel in Edinburgh. I started off as a chambermaid, which is like cleaning the rooms. I worked my way up, and eventually in Portsmouth, my husband and I part-owned a hotel down at the seafront. Working in halls of residence is completely separate to hospitality. It's completely different. This is your home. When you come here at 18, which is primarily the age group that I have looked after, because I've not only worked in Harry Law, I have worked in student accommodation that's closed now, which is where I work primarily most of my years, because I've been working for the uni for 16 years. But I've only been in Harry Law and Bateson for 4, because the place where I worked before closed down. So coming into the city centre was completely different, because the place where I worked before was not in the city centre, so that was quite strange to get used to, the busyness and things like that. I never had any of that. The students, exact same. You aren't any different. You've just left home. I'm here to hopefully help you